So,
Yeah.
it's episode 69.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's April
It's April
23rd.
20th.
2020th.
423,
It's
bro.
the 23rd of April 20th. Or
It's
April
the-
2020.
You know
It's
what?
the 23rd.
Nice.
It's the 23rd day of 420.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how it works. It's like
It's been a
it's
month-long celebration of Ja.
it's basically my Ramadan, Asif.
It's fair, except there's no fasting. It's like
There's
the
no fast.
opposite.
The opposite. Yes, thank you. It's reverse.
It's like
Ramadan.
your Ramadan without the fasting and just a bunch of weed.
Not a lot of praying.
Not a lot of praying going on.
Not a lot of praying, not a lot of fasting, just a ton of weed.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, now that I
Yeah.
think about it, it's not like Ramadan at all.
I mean, there's a little praying,
But there's a
mostly,
similar amount of
it's
praising.
mostly, yeah. There's a lot of praising to Ja in general, especially when
I
somebody
guess-
plays reggae music.
Yeah, ritualistic. Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
So I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing the QuakeCon shirt from last year,
I
R.I.P.
did notice that.
and on the back it says, I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, there it is. It says a year of doom.
Ah, see? Yeah.
Wow,
I'm
they
bumping
nailed
into
it.
stuff.
Talk
So
about prophetic
my
marketing.
yeah, right. Like
Well, I pointed.
19, we were at the year of doom.
Well, yeah, I pointed
We
out
were
to
at the
you
launch.
in one of the screenshots I used in the Doom Eternal long read.
Yeah.
Hugo Martin was wearing DoomCon. I was like, yeah, I said that 2 years ago. I said QuakeCon is done. Quake Champions is done. Quake is done. QuakeCon is done. This is
No,
DoomCon now.
hey, now. We already took Quake Champions out and threw it in the dumpster at the office.
So QuakeCon is out in the dumpster too.
No. We decided that we will not waste any time of our listeners talking about that game unless something amazing were to happen.
We have a
Can we
paradox here because I feel like anyone listening to this podcast or any podcast is doing so because they need to waste time.
Yeah.
So that we really, this is like a Quake Champions podcast now. We've come full circle. It's a
Breath
Quake
of the Wild
Champions all the
podcast.
time. It is a Breath of the Wild podcast.
It's a
We
Breath
talk
of the Wild
about-
podcast that's fast food adjacent, but our fast food coverage has plummeted.
Awesome.
It's like it's really dire times for the Shackcast when you think about it.
You guys, I just realized something. Quake Champions is a Raising Cane's now.
Oh my god! Breaking news. Oh no! Stock market's actually tanking on this news. Quake Champions now are raising canes. Damn.
My brain
Yep.
just exploded.
I'm live here at E3 2018, reporting on the news from the future
Yeah.
that Quake Champions is now a raising canes.
I like it a lot more. Yeah.
It's
I like it
set
a
up-
hell of a lot more.
Oh man!
It's set up right across the street from the Raising Canes that used to be Lawbreakers.
Look,
Hey.
I'm in 2018 too.
Yeah, you're actually 2017.
2017. Oh,
You're
man.
rocking. That was the smaller of the booths. It had a similar art style as this wall here.
It did, yeah. That was
That was the Lawbreakers year.
that was.
That
Yeah.
Clippy B has that shirt.
He does, and we were like right across from like an arena style setup where like tens of people were playing Lawbreakers and
The
going
most
crazy
people
for
I've
it.
ever seen in my life playing Lawbreakers.
Yeah, the most people who
Is
ever
that-
played Lawbreakers concurrently ever.
That
There were
was
lines. There were lines of people to play Lawbreakers. I saw it with my own eyes.
There were also lines of people
Oh.
to play VR, and this was
It
pre
was
Half-Life
surreal, man.
Alex.
That was
It
really
was.
that was a weird year because we
Yeah.
had Nintendo to our right, Lawbreakers right in front of us.
Yeah,
We were a
was wild.
scrappy little website in West
not as
Hall.
scrappy as 2016.
2016
The 20th
we were
year of
the
the 20th
scrappiest
anniversary.
website, the scrappiest little South Hall with a VR demo. Can you imagine a VR demo now in these
No.
times? A
No,
public
No.
VR demo?
yeah.
Ew.
It would be like, you remember the
Can you
desanitation
imagine?
squad from Monsters Inc. Like those people would have to come in to clean VR demos in 2020. Just drop in. Like
I just think back
save
at
you
how
for
many
some
VR
reason.
demos I've had over
Yeah.
this past
They just have
many
to.
years.
They just have to give everybody that.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Everybody
it. They just
what?
give
No
you
exceptions.
their own VR kit when you go to the demos.
Well, I think the meta that we have established here on our show is that we're gonna skip the VR early adoption phase and just go straight to Brainstems when that's an option. When that becomes like LASIK.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sitting here actually,
No,
now that I think about it, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at two other guys who are also wearing glasses. So none of us necessarily trust laser beams on our eyeballs.
Asif, are you saying that I can wear headsets? No, David. I'm saying that when you have the brainstem,
Yeah,
you won't have to.
correct.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the brainstem just as long as I'm not like Generation 1 brainstems.
Yeah, I'm Generation 2 at minimum.
I might even go 3 or 4.
At this point, the pace at which the human civilization is collapsing in on itself, maybe. I was an early adopter of Tesla.
Yeah, but we're talking about VR.
We're talking about brainstem.
Yeah.
Brainstem.
We're talking about plugging something directly. We're talking about creating a port with which I will plug in to Valve
directly into
Steam.
Valve.
Steam.
Okay.
I believe Steam will have a platform. I don't know whatever they're doing over there.
If I can plug in
is, or the Neuralink, whoever's got it first.
Like,
give it to
if
me.
I can plug in and
this
appear
dire
right
times here
in Gay Ben's private
2018.
bathroom, I'm about that. I want to drop into his private bathroom, like, hey, I'm here in VR to tell you that I still want Half-Life 3. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, like telecommunicative brainport FaceTime.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Obvious.
what I'm talking about.
Killer app right there.
Yeah. But
so I could list like 40 things I want for this brain computer interface, to be honest with you.
So,
and it all sounds better than being stuck here in this pandemic.
Yeah.
You give me some sort of Wally situation. Give me like a Wally solution plus the brainstem, and I'm pretty in at this point.
I don't know. I feel like Wally was supposed to be dystopian, but whatever works for you.
Like this pandemic isn't.
So humanity somehow survived.
Like things are doing great right now. Like,
I know, that's true.
I mean, my God. I'm sorry. Sorry to be dystopian, sir. I'm sorry. How's your pandemic treating you?
It's okay. It's all right. Look at this. I've got Animal Crossing right here.
I've
got books over there. I've got a Master Sword in that corner. So if shit gets real, yeah.
You know, I have that fake shotgun that looks like it has a plunger on the front.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen that? No.
No. Where do you keep that?
It's by Darth Vader over there.
Oh, okay. Darth Vader's got it. Well, that's safe. I trust him.
Yeah. So if you come into my house, you got a shotgun and Darth Vader and Jim Brown that you're looking at.
I haven't been in your
house.
That's
pretty threatening.
Since like 5 years ago in January. So it's been I haven't been to your house for like 5 years.
This is correct. It's been since the Death Stranding. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's the final minute of the trading, and the markets are trading on their lows. As 4 million more people lost their job in the last week and were able to file.
So
that's really what's going on. Is that the delay in filing is occurring? Like, so it's so hard to get through to the unemployment offices right now that it's going to take months. But I hope everyone's okay out there. And
my neighbor next door is a nurse, and she lost her job. I don't know how that happens in this environment. So I was talking to her, and she said this, and I took like 2 steps back, and she laughed. She's like, "No, I'm okay. Actually, I'm fine. It's actually time to relax." And like, she's walking her dog. So, you know, if you can actually relax during this time, good for you. You know,
I feel bad that she's in that situation. I don't think she deserves it. Probably, I'm guessing it's a cash flow thing.
I think it must be. Like
companies are just hit, especially like local hospitals in Canton. They're not.
Interesting. One of Amy's best friends from high school is a nurse at Altman. What is it? Is it north or west on Tuscarawas? At that branch, like the big one.
I just call it Altman.
Yeah, well, we have an Altman down the road too, but it's smaller. But like anyway, she said recently, within the past few days, she works in the ER. She was sent home early because cases here have been relatively contained because Ohio's more or less been on the ball.
I think Northeast Ohio has been pretty good. Like we haven't really. I look at our mortality in our county, and it's lower than the national average.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think that we're doing well. I mean, David and I are both staying at home doing nothing. David misses Lola.
I miss Lola.
Everyone misses Lola.
Blake as her second best friend. Okay, you can miss her, but like Lola and I have a bond that not even the quarantine and the Rona can break. You know what I mean? You do. You don't know what I mean, Blake. You never will, but just nod your head.
She just really likes The Office too, to be honest.
She does.
Like, she had her own space there. It was fun to go there to work. I'm more productive at the office.
But Asif, remind Blake when Lola arrives in the office, when you let her out, who does she look for? Is it?
I wouldn't say she necessarily is looking for anyone.
She's looking for
this guy. Right
it's that she goes to the co-op room.
But I hang out there before you arrive.
That is correct.
I read back there before you arrive.
You tend to hang out on our couch. I miss that couch. I really do. Like, it's a nice couch. I like my couches here. It's not that I'm not in a couch recession, or I don't have a deficit of couches. I actually have too many couches for the amount of space I have. But
that couch at the office,
it's great, and like it cut down in its prime.
It was, and this is painful for me because I was there. I accepted the delivery of that couch.
Yeah, you were there.
So to see,
we used it. We've used it, but not
recently.
Not since the Death Stranding.
Yeah,
I mean that just.
Quake Champions has seen more action than that couch recently. Okay.
Man.
Okay, I'm done.
Let's start the show.
Ooh, it's Shackcast time. Having a Shackcast. Look at us go. We're flying so high. We're up in the sky. Talking about video games, talking about politics, talking about some other bullshit, whatever we want. It's Blake and Asif and David. Shackcast.
Welcome to the Shackcast, the official Shacknews podcast, the Shacknews. I'm your host, Asif Khan. I'm CEO, editor-in-chief, Chief Puppy Wrangler, but not right now because Lola is in the other room.
She taking a nap? She getting an early start?
Yeah, just post-game, like post-meal naparoo. She was barking at something. The other day, Lola saw, I guess it was a wild turkey.
Oh, dang.
Is this one of the many wild animals who just kind of uses your yard as like a Grand Central Station, just passing through?
My neighborhood, is like, it's already kind of up in the hill, and like like there's wildlife. I've had deer in my yard, but yesterday Lowell's just going nuts, like really aggressive barking, and I'm like, what? And I like look at, and it's like a wild turkey's just walking around the bushes in my neighbor's house, like across the driveway.
Oh,
I was just like, good job, Lola. Like, get that turkey out of here.
She
did her job.
I grew up in like a similar situation where there was like deer would like have their fawns like in our backyard and stuff like that during the spring, and they would like nest there and hang out. But it wasn't until I moved to Oakland, like the place I am now, I had a turkey in my neighborhood for like half a year. I named it Gobbles, and I would feed them French fries whenever I saw them.
It's a healthy diet for a turkey.
So I did
was
not
funny
feed
'cause-
this turkey.
Yeah, I mean, it would stand in the middle of the road, and you just have to like wait for it to move. Like
Not moving until I get my damn fries.
Yeah, it would dominate the car. It would think the car was in its territory. And it would like peck at the car.
So it was a hood turkey, like our hood.
It was
here.
a hood turkey. It absolutely was. I'm not saying the part of Oakland I live in is like super hood or whatever, but
No,
I mean,
it's just I think like city wildlife are different than like country wildlife.
They're bolder.
Yeah.
They're bolder. They eat more garbage. Like it's just a different. It's a different vibe.
Yeah. The turkeys in general are like super territorial, and if you fuck with them, they like circle up on you.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's like the beginning of the Beat It video where the two gangs meet up and they like tie their hands together for the knife fight. But it's like you and a turkey, right? And you don't have a knife, and they got beaks.
I would like to see a hood turkey versus hood geese, because the hood geese in Canton give zero fucks, dude. Like they're.
I gotta say that is a close one. I feel like
the hood geese in Canton are very similar.
Yeah, geese in general are super aggressive and they're total dicks. Mm-hmm. But turkeys have actual claws.
Fair.
Turkeys have like they have the velociraptor advantage, right? Like geese have webbed feet. Like being a waterfowl, I think is the problem here. But they also will just hit you really hard with their fucking heads. They'll bonk him.
Damn.
So I think turkeys will, if it's raining, advantage geese.
But
because the turkeys will just look up and drown.
But also in geese's favor, people like the world around have recognized that geese are like assholes in general because of the goose game.
Yeah,
it's like the developers.
But how long have I been talking about hood geese in Canton?
Since I've known you, basically. Right? Yeah.
Basically, the first time we ever talked about Canton, I probably talked about the hood geese.
Maslin Cable, hood geese, and Swenson's, I think, was the
first three topics that we talked about.
Yeah.
That's just how universal geese being dicks are. Everybody has a story.
But there's like something about our office, man. Like we are right by like the hood geese. It is like the center. It's because we're in the sandwich district. Like there's so much bread there that they're just like always passing through. It's not that we're like we don't have a sandwich store next to us, but we are surrounded by sandwiches.
Yeah, we are.
Like, if you think about it, not anymore, but we used to be.
Well,
have you been over there? Have you gone to Belton Village?
Not to the Belton Village area. On the Strip, have you ever run into hood geese on the Strip?
Yes.
They do not fuck around.
No, man.
They stop traffic.
It's funny. Like back in when I lived in Orange County, the wildlife that I frequently ran into instead, which I'd say is probably more frightening, were freaking coyotes. I'd be like,
hood geese would take a coyote. Hood geese would just mob that coyote.
I don't know, man. They were because they roll in packs too.
What if the hood geese and the turkeys called a ceasefire, ganged up, like threw in together,
and went against the coyotes?
The coyotes, yeah. Because see, that thing, Orange County, those coyotes are soft and spoiled.
So that would be like, oh man, that would be good.
Yeah.
Like so, basically, like a co-op game.
Yes.
Or you're like, you can choose the geese or the turkey.
Yeah.
And it's against the coyotes.
This is like StarCraft with 3 races.
Yeah. It's StarCraft, but hood geese. I like
hood
this.
Turkeys and Orange County Coyotes, the OCC.
I didn't even introduce you. This is David Craddock, our long reads editor, and he didn't have to go anywhere. I think you probably were already sitting there.
I've been sitting here for a while.
Yeah.
It's a short trip for a long read.
Hey,
for a long read.
That's right.
And then Blake Morse, our reviews editor, piping in from, what is this? What am I looking at here?
Oh, I'm just I've
Falcon,
been a long time ago in the
Falcon.
Galaxy.
You're sitting far away. In the middle of 2 seats in the Millennium Falcon.
I know.
He doesn't have a co-pilot. What's he supposed to do? He's at both controls.
Over here?
Oh,
you want me to put Chewbacca here?
I don't know.
Dude, where are your cats? Your cats need to pull their weight. Get them in there.
I don't know. They're being jerks somewhere.
They're cats. That's what they do.
my one cat eats paper, and the other one like is constantly like licking plastic. They should work at a grocery store.
Yeah, it's really safe right now.
Paper cat or a plastic cat.
Also, we'll lick it no matter what it is.
Yeah, I've just got to make sure that like I have no idea where it comes from, but I'm just trying to give them more real food.
I'll tell you where I have not been social distancing.
Oh, did we introduce Asif?
Oh yeah,
he did.
I introduced myself.
Okay.
Not Chief Puppy Wrangler this week because
Lola just didn't. I'm telling you, like because of the whole social distancing thing, she doesn't care as much about this podcast anymore.
This is gonna hurt her poll, dude. Like she needs to be invested. She can't take shares
Did you
out of
see
board for
her
granted.
statement to Platonic? Or did you see Platonic Games was trying to steal Lola this week?
Yeah.
And Lola issued a statement.
News. Yeah. Oh, Lola issued a statement? I didn't see that.
Yeah. She said she'd rather have dinner in Ohio and screw Platonic.
I mean, who wouldn't? First of all.
So she's had a rough week is what I'm saying. Like she was targeted by by this British game studio.
Across the pond. What?
Her safety threatened in the middle of a pandemic while running a website.
You don't need that stress.
She really needs that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. That's not fair to Lola.
Typical.
Yeah. Typical of Platonic or of British,
England.
Of
I
England?
would say. And, I mean, like, Trump's like the worst, right?
Yes.
And somehow their prime minister got COVID-19 and not Trump. And it was after he said that they were going to develop herd immunity.
Yeah, how'd that work?
So Prime Minister Jaboofer over there, kind of looking like a Jaboofer. I'm not saying that's everybody in England. I'm saying that guy is a certified Jaboofer of the year.
Not everybody in Las Vegas is a Jaboofer, but the mayor is certainly.
The mayor, exactly. Same thing.
Mayor Jaboofer.
The mayor of Las Vegas, total Jaboofer.
Yeah.
Everyone who lives, I know a lot of. I have friends who live in Vegas. They're great people. Las Vegas,
fine people,
and they're probably gonna stay inside. Like I have friends that are not. They're not.
Do they want to be part of a test group? Did they volunteer for this? I'm just wondering if they volunteered or if the mayor was like, "Here."
I mean, isn't that like Vegas's motto? We're willing to die for our country as guinea pigs.
Or is it we're willing to die for our casinos as guinea pigs? Or
I don't know. What the fuck is that bitch smoking?
Dude, that interview was like
she looks high on some shit. Like she popped her kids Adderalls or some shit.
I looked
All
her
I know,
up. She's 81, so like that's old for to be in this situation.
I think what's really going on, because you're seeing it at a lot of different state and local levels, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing governors or mayors or whatever, they're breaking down and they're saying we have to reopen. And the reason they're saying that we have to reopen is that they can't fund their own debt obligations. Basically a ton of municipalities and a ton of states can't fund their upcoming municipal bond payments. And if they don't open soon enough, they're going to run out of money, like in unison, like the whole country. So it's like, that I think is this giant thing that the Federal Reserve is going to have to print more money for. It's like the next thing. You know what I mean? Like they keep doing this with all these different instruments. So I feel like, and I think they already have some sort of, there's probably already something in place for this, but I think that that's the big concern. And you're seeing it from these cities that are, like the budget of Las Vegas going into 2020 was probably huge. And they haven't fired anyone, or they're trying not to fire anyone yet. They're trying to furlough people. So like, I get it just from a money standpoint. They're trying to get money. That's what's forcing them to make these bad decisions. The point is, don't do this because it's going to just set us further back. And to say that you would want to be a placebo group was the most, my brain hurts.
It's just fucking dumb. It's like you're sitting there and you're like, you stupid fucking so-and-so. Like, I can think of several colorful derogatory terms to call this person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Cooper said it best. He was like, the placebo group usually gets the short end of the stick. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
he nailed it. Anderson, really great interview on his part. I thought he handled himself very well, but I think it was like, I was shocked, and I'm not shocked, but it was shocking to see such public displays of stupidity and ignorance in the face of this from leaders. That's it.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
But I think we had to talk about that. Like, that's,
yeah.
How do we not lead with that? Like, what even, I don't
know. So it's episode 69, guys.
Speaking of Las Vegas.
Yeah. I don't think I would pay to do that with anyone in Vegas.
Yeah, right? Who wants to go do that during a pandemic?
No, thank you.
Let's reopen Las Vegas.
I'm good. I'm good.
What? Who would do that right now?
I don't need. You're gonna pick up that COVID-19.
Oh,
get it? Oh, that is. I'm sending that one to Ludacris.
Yeah. How is that not already a website?
COVID-19. Blake, get on that register. COVID-19.
Hold on, I'm going to GoDaddy right now. Let's see.
It should redirect to shacknews.com. That'd be fun.
COVID-19 and have it redirect to Shacknews.
Yeah.
It's already taken. Like,
really?
Of course. Such great ideas have to be taken.
It's true.
It's already taken?
Yeah.
I mean...
There's ways to spell it differently.
COVID.
H-O-E-V-I-D.
Yeah, I spelled it HOEVID-19.com. I'm sure there's a lot of different... Yeah. But I figure that's probably going to be the default way to spell it.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would have spelled it H-O.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Hold on.
Because that's how you do COVID, right?
Let me check this for you. Let's see how we're doing with COVID-19.
Domain news.com.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's
why not?
It's taken.
No.
I wanted, because we can Google that shit, David, we should. I think.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting here and like pontificating as if that URL is available or not. In a couple of seconds, I was able to Google that shit, and now we know it's taken. But it's still a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Where do you register your domain names nowadays? I haven't registered a domain.
GoDaddy. I go to GoDaddy.com. That's my jam. I mean, there's a ton of places.
It used to be mine, but Bluehost I found is a little cheaper. And GoDaddy's already cheap. Yeah.
There's InMotion hosting. There's all sorts of places.
Yeah.
I used to go to DreamHost.
Yeah,
I remember DreamHost.
Was there?
That's still a thing.
Internic.
I've never heard that.
You never heard of Internic?
What do you guys think about that? They're GeoCities.
Internic was like one of the first places you could buy domains.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Yep.
now I want Internic to come back as like some sort of Nickelodeon service.
Internic would be like, yeah, the new because everybody has an app now for video, right?
Yeah, I talk about this with Amy all the time. Like, where's my Angry Beavers on demand? Where is Internic when you really need it?
Yeah. I don't know, because isn't there like Peacock that's coming now?
Oh yeah, NBC's. They've got a lot of bangers actually. They got Cheers, Seinfeld, The Office. They don't have Friends.
Are you going to pay for it?
No. So
you're not going to pay for Peacock?
I'm at Peacock peak streaming service, honestly. Like,
right?
I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Speaking of which, because last week I confessed to being so bored that I was watching F-Zero Grand Prix GP Legend on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I decided to step up the quality of the production.
Oh shit.
And I buy Apple products all the time. So I had a free year of Apple TV Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I had yet to use it since I bought the iPhone 11 Pro, whatever.
Whatever it is. Yeah, that thing.
That's the good phone.
Mm-hmm.
I watched all of Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet since the last episode.
Wow.
It's fine.
What do you think about that, Blake?
I don't know.
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
Mythic Quest?
Yeah.
That's about right.
7 out of 10?
Yeah. No, I think that's about right.
It's like not great. It's good. It's not great. It has elements of greatness, and I this is just season 1, right?
Yeah.
Raven's Banquet, right? This is this season. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I like the casting. I like a lot of the plot stuff that they brought in and towards the end of the season.
It feels like a less edgy Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Have you guys watched that? Either of you?
Yeah, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
You and I talk about that all the time.
Yeah,
I haven't watched the last season yet. But
you haven't finished it yet.
No, not yet.
Do you have HBO still? You should finish it.
No, man, I don't subscribe to all this stuff because I can't watch. I've gotten to the point where like there's so many services that I only subscribe to like 2, maybe 3 at a time because I'm not watching all these to get my money's worth every month. I rotate. Yeah.
So like, what would be the catalyst for you to go back to HBO? Is there? I
think. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to eventually. I want to finish Silicon Valley. There are also some other shows. Like I want to try Ballers, The Rock Show. I think that's done.
I don't even know. Hey, I know that it like went off the rails last season.
I'm sure it did.
But now that Tom Brady and Gronkowski are back in Tampa Bay, I feel like Ballers has to come back for another season just because of that.
What's the deal with Gronkowski? He also signed a deal with WWE. I thought he retired from football.
He unretired.
Oh. I guess that's valid.
Yeah.
Wrestlers do that all the time.
Just so he can be with his. He wanted to be with his boyfriend.
He was like, I can go live. No, he was like.
He did sign the WWE contract though. He was going to wrestle.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know if he still is, or if like the pandemic delayed that.
Maybe it's
I'm
one of those
Googling
things.
it. I'm Googling it.
Yeah, go for it. I think it's one of those things where Gronkowski could probably do both because of the timing of the season.
That's true. Also, like now is not really the best time to like get shirtless and grab people. So
I don't know. They executed WrestleMania.
They did, but do you know that someone in WWE tested positive for the coronavirus and they didn't tell them?
No, I did not know.
WWE did not alert the roster.
That does not shock me.
No, it does not. Not at all. Mm-hmm. Wait, Rob Gronkowski is the WWE 24/7 champion, which is a joke of a championship anyway. And he's okay, so he's with WWE and in football, but he's also the 24/7 champion, which, as you would guess, means that like anyone can pin you at any time. Like they could be in the middle of practice and like his teammate could roll him up 1, 2, 3. That guy's 24/7 champion.
Well, so this changes the meta. Then someone on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could end up. Or in the NFL could end up being the 24/7 champion.
Anyone could, yeah.
At any given time.
You know what?
Watch that happen. Watch that happen at a Tampa Bay practice.
We need to bring the 24/7 championship to Cleveland. That's what Cleveland needs right now.
I don't know if I could tackle Rob Gronkowski. He's pretty big.
During a Browns game. Just like tackle him, roll him up, have a ref. Any referee can do it. They didn't say it has to be a WWE referee. It just has to be a ref. So you get that NFL ref. 1, 2, 3. We've got a Cleveland Browns player as the 24/7 champion.
Okay, so that's the Myles Garrett comeback now.
This podcast is where good ideas are born. We don't necessarily register them in time, but we do discuss them. You know,
there's ideas, and we throw them out there, and then
we're full of good ideas.
And then once they get stale and die, we replace them with Raising Cane's.
R.I.P. Quake Champions. Yeah.
Oh man.
But you know what's not stale is Nintendo Switch this week. Good Lord. Mm-hmm. 2 huge updates for 2 of the best games on Nintendo Switch.
I mean...
You freaked out on Twitter, man. You were gone when Nintendo dropped this. Nobody knew about this, right? This Mario Maker 2 update, the final update, came out of, like, nowhere, right?
Yeah, just like left field.
Yeah. And I saw Asif basically just, like, Like that was the interpretation of your tweets. And in Slack, you were just losing your shit.
Yeah, I'm so taken back by this update that I can't even play the game right now.
But you messed around with it, right?
Yes. And that's why I was like, my God, I'm going to have to
There's so much.
So
it's all
here's
over
the thing.
place.
Like, there was how I played the game before this update and how I built levels in the Wii U version and this version. Briefcase level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did it in that way because there were no worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, each one was its own world.
Yeah, it felt like it by the end. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I feel like all of my levels that I've made in Super Mario Maker 2, they can't be in my world.
You have to start from scratch.
Yeah,
I have to start from scratch.
A whole new world.
But
don't you dare close your eyes.
It's Super Mario World in your hands.
That's awesome.
You touch it and you're like, this is Super Mario World.
I did that same
thing. And I have this reverence for that game. So I was like, I'm not going to even start Super Briefcase World until I beat Super Mario World again.
Damn, dude.
Taking notes the whole way through it. Because this game it's like perfect. How am I supposed to try to make something even remotely as good as that with inferior tools? Impossible.
40 levels on par with Briefcase level 5.
Impossible. And I can't. And that's the other thing, David. That's the other thing. I can't make a hard game. No one will beat it.
I'll beat it.
No one will beat it.
I was the first staffer to beat Briefcase level 5.
Okay, so have you beat Briefcase level 2 on Super Mario Maker 2?
I don't care for it.
You don't try it again, right? So what if I were to make a world? What if I just made Super Briefcase World and it was okay? Plop, here's Briefcase level 2. It's level 2 in this world.
Don't you do that? Don't you do it? No, I'll play it. But I've beaten 4 out of 5.
I'm just saying that no, there's 7 levels.
I haven't played the Zelda ones yet.
There's actually 9 levels, and yeah, by the way, one of my worlds is going to be a Zelda world.
Of course.
A whole world of Zelda.
Triforce world.
The Hero of Time world.
Oh, shit. The Hero of Time as a world.
Right?
Dude, that's a good idea.
I'm just saying, like, there's so... I'm taken back by it. And I think of, like, proper Mario design of the overworld in Super Mario Brothers 3 and World.
Especially
and
World.
And I'm like, there were levels where it was just one screen and one enemy, and you had to get past the enemy, and that was it. And I'm going to make stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make a real world.
Yeah.
Not just plop in my levels that I already made.
Let me ask you this.
And that's going to take forever.
When you go into this...
That's where I'm like, I'm staring at my Switch, and I'm like...
It's going to take a lot of time.
And but I do want to go back and play Super Mario World and be inspired by that, the design of those different overworlds.
I did that over Christmas. Yeah.
It's such a good game.
It is. I think it's perfect, actually.
Yeah, so like I feel like I want to go back to that game and play it.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, okay, start taking notes. And start like almost, this is going to be my homage to that game.
Okay.
But I'm going to use other game styles other than just World.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask. The map world, that UI, resembles Super Mario World, right? But the levels themselves can be different game themes.
Correct.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I understood that. Okay.
But that it evokes this feeling from me of like I'm playing Super Mario World, or I get to build my own world, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, I sit there and I'm like, I don't. Like I just drew 2 lines, and then like I put a pipe at the end of one, and I put a pipe up here, and then I was like, I'm like, that's not good. Like, I don't like this. I want to like sit there and like mess around with it more and like look at like the little things you can add, and like I want to include my levels that I've already created. But I want to include them in a way where you don't need to beat them to get through the critical path.
Yeah. Okay.
So like the briefcase levels are probably going to be special levels that you find on each world.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could make it a secret way to access them, sort of like a Star World within a world, sort of.
There's
got to be a way to do that. There's got to be a way to do that.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Like, do they have? Can you make more than one ending to a level?
No.
Oh shit! Yeah, see, that's one of my favorite features of Mario World: the hidden exits. I loved that.
What I'm stoked about though is like, because I was saying I wanted Super Mario Brothers 2 stuff put in.
Did you see what happened already? Our buddy Grand Pooh Bear.
I saw that level. That level is amazing with the bullet bills.
Did you see what happened to it?
What happened? Did it get banned?
It got banned.
What the fuck?
Wait, I haven't seen this level. I haven't seen this level. What's the deal?
So Grand Pooh Bear created almost instantly after the game updated, Super Mario 2 mushroom level, right? So you start with Mario 2 mushroom. There's a bullet bill coming your way. You have to jump on it, but because you're SMB2 Mario, you can flip it and throw it, and then you can ride it. So it's like it's this level. It's a Kaizo level, obviously, built around jumping off of the bill, flipping the bill, and jumping off of shells. And it's like lava and everything. You know, it's a Grand Pooh Bear level. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Trihex beat it, uploaded before it got deleted. Like, I love the community because they're like, we all got to play this before it gets deleted.
But why would it get banned? I don't understand. What was the problem with it?
I don't either.
I really don't know. It's awesome. It's
it really
well thought out.
It feels like Grand Pooh Bear is being targeted by Nintendo. He wasn't invited. He wasn't invited to the Mario Maker Invitational in 2019. I think they frown upon Kaizo because Kaizo is considered glitching. They play ROM hacks of Mario on streams and stuff. So I think like Nintendo's always watching him. But it just seems wrong to treat your creators like that.
It does. Yeah.
Because it's not like he did anything wrong.
Nope.
But he uploaded that level and it's already been taken down.
That does kind of suck. I mean, I know Nintendo designers have gone on record as saying like we don't consider Kaizo the proper way to play Mario. That's not what we have in mind. But that doesn't mean they should be judge, jury, and executioner of levels that you can upload. As long as a level doesn't violate their TOS or whatever, who gives a shit? Like, especially at this point, when your game is almost a year old, you lost a lot of the community over time because updates were few and far between. Why wouldn't you want anything that like stirs up this level of excitement for your game again?
I don't know.
Yeah, if the whole idea is for people to play Mario how they want to play, I don't know. That's how people want to play. Let them play that way. I don't understand.
What's the big deal?
I will say, there's no way in hell I could beat his level.
I like watching people play it.
I love watching him stream or Carl Sagan or Trihex or any of those speedrunners in the Kaizo or the SMM2 scene.
Yeah.
Barb's really funny. Like any of those folks they're great, and I really enjoy watching them. Personally, I can't play any of those levels. And I couldn't make those levels.
But that's part of the meta around Mario Maker games.
Yeah, right.
Like they are as fun to watch streamers play as it is to build levels or to play levels.
It's like Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like I can sit there and watch a professional Rocket League player and be like, "This guy is amazing."
Yeah, and we watched Rocket League for like 4 hours.
Yeah, the stimulus games.
It was a thrill.
Ooh, Grand Pooh Bear dug up a pretty germane quote from Miyamoto. This was from a 2010 Famitsu interview.
Yep.
Where they asked him about, have you seen this, Asif? They asked him about Minus World. He said, that's a bug, yes, but it's not like it crashes the game. So it's really kind of a feature too. I feel like that sets a precedent, right? Like unless your level like breaks the game or crashes the game, it's a feature.
I'm laughing because I embedded that in evening reading last night.
Did you? Okay, I didn't see that.
And then the next morning, the game that he had been banned. He's not banned. The level gets
just
deleted.
that level got to yeah.
And I speak as someone who had a level deleted, and it's really frustrating because I had a lot of traction on that level. I feel like it hurt me as a maker. It was my first upload.
Yeah. It's discouraging because you work hard on something, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
And it's all that time you spent doing it is like, well, what was that all for?
Man, flipping the bullet bill. This is like some next level stuff.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't be mad at that. Like, I love watching it.
Holy shit.
Grand Pooh Bear is super talented. So to see him get treated like that is a bummer. And
yeah,
I think he has a really positive attitude about it.
He does.
And he just said he's going to keep making levels and keep playing games. So.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, check him out on YouTube.
I think the feature, like the World Maker, I feel like is what every Mario fan has wanted since the first Mario Maker launched in 2015. Sure. But my favorite feature, the one I would build levels around and what I want to see others build levels around, is the frog suit. The frog suit is like one of the most beloved suits, power-ups of the series, and it's back. And I think that is like, you could do some super cool stuff with that. And Nintendo only used it, I think, like maybe a handful of times in Super Mario 3.
You know how we were talking about how I hate water levels?
Yeah. Not with
frog suit levels.
Yeah, I'm down.
Dope,
but even on land, like the jumping physics and stuff is so different. You could do a lot of cool stuff. You can also
run on water with it, and like
that's new. I think I don't think you could do that in Mario 3.
Yeah, they added some stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the Koopalings are back.
Yeah. So I love the Koopalings.
So here's the thing. So obviously, Super Briefcase World's going to take a year.
Yeah. You need to have it ready for Game of the Year. That's your goal. You have to.
I won't.
You have to.
There's no way. I don't have the time. I told you, I'm going to play Super Mario World first. I'm not even going to start.
Early access. One world. You need an early access.
No, it's not. What's going to end up happening?
Okay.
Because to place a level on your world, it has to be uploaded to Course World.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So you're going to see these little snippets of my world. As I start to finish it, you'll see me upload, like, you'll be like, oh, this must be the first part of Super Briefcase World. It will be early access in a sense.
That's true. I almost wish there was a way to like flip a flag on that, because like I agree that you should have to upload levels the traditional way before you put them in a world. But like, if people follow you and they play your levels ahead of time, the world's kind of spoiled. So it'd be cool if like you could upload it and then you could hide it until your world is ready.
I used upload incorrectly. It has to be in Course Bot. It has to be saved.
That's okay. Okay.
I think.
So that would be weird too, though, because then like to upload, would you have to upload, like, let's say you do all 40 levels, which is the maximum. Would you have to like play them like I wonder how that works.
You have to beat them all, probably.
Yeah, I think you have to beat it.
Well, you definitely have to beat them all, but I wonder, like, when, you know?
Probably when you make them, I'd imagine, to move on to the next level.
No.
Really?
Yeah, you can plop stuff down. I don't know. I'll have to go back in and look at it some more. But like I said, I can't.
Yeah.
It's too much. I was like, I don't even know what my first, I like World 1-1. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go very by the book with this. We're going to have 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, and then 1-5 is the castle.
Grasslands theme for the world?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you get to have 8 worlds.
Right. I'm sorry. Are you going to do the traditional, like, what is it, like, grass, then desert, then water or snow? It's interchangeable now.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to do the way that it default does.
Yeah.
And let it play out that way.
Okay.
But maybe
you can do like an evolution of Mario. Like, start off the first worlds like Super Mario 1.
I did. That's what the briefcase levels are.
No, I see what like take a traditional level and then like evolve it like briefcase style. Like put a briefcase spin on like 1-1 or something, right? Is that?
Well, sort of, yeah. Like, have worlds. All the first world be like Super Mario Brother one inspired. Second world's Mario 2. Third world Mario 3. Fourth world Super Mario Brothers.
World.
Fifth world.
I've thought about building a world too. I
yeah.
think I am gonna build one, and I know the theme I'm gonna go after. But that sort of thing will take time. If you want to do 40 levels,
I want to.
Yeah, I figured you would.
If you're gonna give me 40 levels and 8 worlds, I'm gonna give you 40 levels in your 8 worlds. But I'm not gonna put the levels I've already made.
No, it should be new levels. I think that's the honorable way to do it.
It wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't be fun. And if this isn't fun, I'm not doing it. Like, if it's not fun to play my world, I'm not gonna create it.
So on that note, I think one of your worlds should be themed after the coin hunt from Briefcase Level 1. Because that was super fun. You could have a whole world where potentially there's this meta around our staff, JB, like people are trying to get best times on each of these coin hunt levels in one world, like it's a coin hunt world.
Like a coin rush world?
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Interesting. All sorts of ideas now.
The gears are turning.
I'm telling you, like, I sat there and watched that direct when they announced, it's not even a direct, the tweet, whatever the hell it was. Nintendo just dropped that. And then they're like, here's a huge Animal Crossing update. Oh, by the way, Splatfest is back. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I know no one gives a crap here about Splatoon 2, but like I do. And there's dozens of us out there who do. It's actually very popular in Japan.
It is.
Because it's a non-violent shooter, and a lot of the violent shooters just aren't popular over there.
My nieces love Splatoon 2.
It's ketchup versus mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's mayonnaise.
It's mayonnaise. The bane of my existence, mayonnaise.
Bernie versus Biden. Splatoon
Bernie
2.
versus Biden.
So wait, do they shoot mayonnaise?
Yes, it's so gross.
Oh my god,
it's so disgusting. It looks like blood and you know what all over the place.
Yeah, it sure.
So
it's like the funniest Splatfest.
So it's like the cover of Metallica's
Splatfest were hilarious. This is like 2.5, 3 years ago. I was Googling that shit because it was really funny. I was on our Google Analytics and I'm like, why is Splatfest? An article I wrote like 3 years ago was like number 2 in our real-time stats. I'm like, and I go on Twitter, I'm like, my God, they brought back Splatfest. And it's like the one that looks like blood and white liquid. And
so it was like the cover of Metallica's...
the memes. Do you remember the Splatoon 2 memes? No?
Asif.
Like, there's like a weird Miiverse that only exists in Splatoon 2. You guys know about this?
I know
do you know about it, David? Where you can write comments and say hello and stuff, and it was like, at times it was about trans rights or furry rights or all sorts of stuff. But man, the ketchup and mayonnaise Splatfest was one of the weirdest times in that Miiverse. By far. So I can't wait to see whatever the hell Splatoon 2 is going to look like in a month. But I'm excited, and I think there's like a free demo too. So
that's cool.
This is the time to check out that game. And it's like the game sold very well. So there's a player base out there. Like you said, your nieces like the game.
Yeah. Well, it's like the opposite of everything they did with Wii U. Like for when a Wii U game came out, they'd support it for a time, but then they kind of had to move on because there's a fraction of players who are into that. Yeah. But like Switch is different. There's still millions of people who are into Splatoon 2 because it's on Switch, so you got to keep supporting that. I think taking a break is actually a good idea because these days games come out so quickly. There's always something new to play that when you kind of table something for a while, then bring it back, you reinvigorate the community. That's what they've done with Mario Maker 2.
It's also an online game that isn't trash.
Right.
Like, they have a good online game.
And that's what you said. Yeah.
People need to be able to play together. So
that's true.
I feel like it's just it felt like Nintendo for once, instead of being really regimented and robotic almost, it felt like they really were doing fan service this week, like trying to make us feel better about what's happening.
Yeah.
Because like that Mario Maker update could have easily been saved for E3.
You know what?
Yeah.
So my take on this is, it's been a week or two since we heard about the fact that Nintendo is going to remaster a bunch of 3D Mario games and release them this year. That, I believe, was their bombshell for E3. But I also predicted that, like, hey, since this is Mario's 35th anniversary as Mario, being, you know, Super Mario Brothers, I bet that they are going to kind of sprinkle Mario announcements all through the calendar year. Yeah. And so, like, this is one of those. And then maybe next month or the month after, June. I mean, now people aren't tied to E3. They don't have to do stuff in a certain week in June. Nintendo can drop this whenever, as they did with Animal Crossing and Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, and there's a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup happening with Ring Fit Adventure crossover.
Oh wow, yeah, so that's a good idea.
Like they're doing like it just seems like
cross-pollinate.
Those 4 announcements.
Yeah.
Those seem like that could have been a direct right there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I feel like thankful that they just dropped it on us like that. But to your point about Splatoon coming back after saying that they were done, right? Mario Maker 2, this update is called the final update.
Yeah.
Which is a sad thing to say. Like that because
it's a hell of an update. I mean, it's basically adding a whole new game.
I'm not complaining about the update.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because this game, in my opinion, I will play Mario Maker 2 until Super Mario Maker 3 comes out.
Hi, I'm Ray, and this is my friend Alex.
Hi.
And we do a show called No More Whoppers.
Some call it corn, we call it therapy.
We're adults with the virility of men.
Want to hear us read snack food copy and talk about Japanese chips? Too bad!
Join us every month or so on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
They say with age comes wisdom. Well, over here at the Cartridge Family, we only have one question. Who are they? Join 3 imperfect dads as they juggle kids, wives, and jobs while indulging in their favorite hobby, playing video games.
The Cartridge Family, a Greenlit Network podcast.
Yeah.
Because of that, I would hope that they would support it more than just less than a year. Because this came out in June.
Yeah. So we're looking at 10 months almost of support. But I think it's the same thing. The same thing could happen with Mario Maker 2, right? Like maybe next year, the year after, during a lull, they could be like, hey, here's Mario Advance 2 style. Get the carrot. Ring the bells, whatever, The
glaring hole in the game. There's 2 glaring holes.
Too. Yeah.
The reason that it doesn't have a 10 out of 10 from me, the online play is trash, and they won't fix that. But there's no Mario 2 game style. They gave us the Mario Mushroom without the game style.
I think that they, like, to go all in on that style would have created a lot more work. Like that is the odd Mario out on NES. Here, right? Like Japan had Lost Levels, but I maintain that Lost Levels sucks. Like Mario 2 Mario 2 USA is a legitimately good game. Yeah, but to create a game completely based around that style, I feel like they cherry picked, pun intended, because Mario 2 had cherries, like the best elements of it. Like you have the mushroom, so you can do stuff like flipping the bullet bills, but then you also have, like, I want to make Phanto levels. I would create a Phanto world where this dude is basically on your ass. It's like my Resident Evil 3. Like Phanto to me is Nemesis, and he's just on your ass for the whole world.
Sure.
But they have that in Mario Maker 2 already with the sun and the moon feature.
It's a little different though, because the sun, his movement pattern is the same every time. Phanto can kind of swoop in from anywhere and everywhere. He can come from the bottom of the screen. He can come from the top. Also, well, so here's a point, right? In the original Mario Maker 2, if you dropped the key, Phanto chilled. He left for a while. In this, he doesn't. They even said, I believe in that announcement, they said, like, even if you drop the key, Phanto won't disappear. So it's like they're not all in on the mechanics still.
No.
They're tweaking them a bit.
The rules are not, and that's been the case since Mario Maker started.
Yeah.
The rules have been very different in the game styles than the actual games.
Yeah.
And it's that's just another example of that. yeah, we've run into problems just even between Maker 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, we uploaded you recreating Briefcase Level 5 side by side, looking at Mario Maker 1, working Mario Maker 2, and like the grid is different, the pixel arrangement is different.
Collision detection is different.
Collision detection is different, but I also like a lot of their little touches. Like I love the fact that in the match 3 game, we have to like create a mushroom flower star. If you mismatch any, Mario takes a step back, like, ugh, like what is that?
Okay, now let's say like
You're no child of mine.
Think how much easier my case would have been for Shacknews Game of the Year if this patch was out.
Yeah.
Before the vote.
But the thing is,
how do you know? How could we have known?
I knew also, deep down. I knew. I fought for this game to be Game of the Year because it was better, and it's gotten better. It's actually improved.
It has, but here's the
all
thing.
Those other games.
This is the season pass situation, right? Like the reason season passes exist is because gamers get rid of games so quickly, especially to GameStop, which isn't really as much of a factor now. But the point still stands, right? If they blew their mayonnaise with Mario Maker 2 within like the first 3 months, then that game is done and people forgot about it. The community did pick up stakes and move on from Mario Maker 2 to even Grand Pooh Bear was talking about that too.
Yeah.
So like this brings people back.
Oh no, and the Zelda sword, perfect. Master Sword was the perfect way to bring people back.
It was.
And this is the perfect way to bring people back. I'm just saying, the genius of the game was there at launch. It was there on Wii U.
Yeah. I almost feel like they could have done this in 2 updates. You could have had like the Mario Maker 2 mushroom and the frog suit as an update, and then like maybe a few months later, the World Maker, because that's a big update in and of itself. That changes the dynamic of level creation, because now you want to think about continuity and synergy. But instead, they just like, here's the last update, and they like rolled everything together.
It's a lot. I think
it's a lot.
I mean, we haven't even talked about like half of the new stuff. Like the hats.
There's so much. Oh yeah.
Disguising yourself as a Goomba. There's so many new mechanics.
That's the one thing I do miss from Mario Maker 1, which they kind of made up for it with the Master Sword. I still miss the amiibo characters from Mario Maker 1. Like you could be Mega Man and people would recreate like Metal Man's level. Like I kind of miss that. It didn't really. It was surface level. You didn't have like a Mega Buster or anything. Like Link's Master Sword is the way it always should have been, right? Like you have a bow, you have bombs, you have all this stuff. And I know they can't do that with all of them, but I still miss the figures. I still miss being able to like play a Mega Man themed level in a Mega Man skin, you know. But they more than made up for it with all this other stuff.
Yeah, but it's definitely a design decision that was made there.
I mean, there are so many more amiibo now. Like, how do you pick and choose?
Yeah,
right?
I think that's part of it. And then they must not have been like. It is kind of lame. Like if you look at like what the amiibo gives you versus what Link, like the Master Sword, does in Mario Maker 2.
There would be an expectation, like, well, why don't they do this for these other characters? And I get that.
I want a Kirby power-up transformation.
Oh, you talk about changing the game, right? Like imagine being able to like suck up a Koopa and then you get the Koopa shell. It could function like the Hammer Brothers suit in Mario 3, where if you crouch, you have this hard shell that like can absorb fireballs. Like there's a lot of stuff they could do.
Kirby would be fascinating. I think you add Kirby to that game, that's a game changer. But maybe just give us maybe them saying this is the final is them saying, you know what, maybe Super Kirby Maker would be awesome. Maybe Super Zelda Maker would be awesome. Maybe we should do more Maker games.
You know what would be cool? Now I'm on like a whole tangent with this. It would be cool if like, so they have the Mario 2 mushroom, the Mario 3 frog suit, the Link, the Zelda sword. What if they had like a skin for the, what do you call it? The Bowser vehicles that you can fly that you use in the
those little clown.
Yeah, like the clown plane things. There should be a skin that you could play, like you could pilot the R-Wing from Star Fox or something. That'd be cool. You know, it'd be just a skin, or and like in the Super Mario 3D World skin, instead of their generic cart, you could get like a vehicle from F-Zero. I know I just got off this right there. The eyebrows calling he's like F-Zero. It's like the meme from the guy, the brick wall. Like you said, F-Zero. Like,
no, I mean
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's
just aesthetics. It's about Nintendo like leaning into its properties and its history, which they've started to do with Mario. Every game really that you think about has become kind of smashed, right? Like in Mario Kart, for the first time, they brought in Link and Animal Crossing characters. In Mario Maker, they brought in the Master Sword. Like their games are starting to kind of overlap, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm saying lean into that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I don't.
It's just Smash Brothers.
Just even large. Hearing the word F-Zero makes me sad.
You gotta have hope. If here's the thing, if they put something F-Zero related in a game and people embrace it, that makes them pay attention.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. More than they're paying attention now.
F-Zero world in Smash Ultimate. No one even noticed.
That's a fighting game. Nobody cares about the worlds. You need something that affects gameplay.
Every single Evo, all you hear is the Mute City theme.
That's just a soundtrack.
That's just a soundtrack. That's just a soundtrack. That's all it is.
That's all it is for them. In
I
that
can
implementation,
tell you what turn I'm on based on what part of the song I'm hearing.
But they're not.
That's how masterful that game's music is.
You're
and how
right.
tied it is to a racer. How good racers and good soundtracks.
That hasn't moved the needle. They need. All I'm saying is they need more F-Zero elements in their other games to get people like, oh, talking about F-Zero again. Right now, it's just F-Zero Twitter talking about F-Zero.
No, it isn't.
Oh,
there's people out there. There's more of us.
It's a
we grow by the day.
Grassroots campaign.
We grow by the day. Our memes are dank.
We are Legion-ish.
No, the thing that you don't realize is that the Sonic fans got what they wanted.
Yeah, they did.
They got their movie. They got their game. Sonic is back, baby.
Sonic is more bankable than
Boom, baby.
Sonic is back, and they are now turning their love towards Captain Falcon, and they want Captain Falcon back. And they're the same rabid fans that will make memes all day. They're making memes right now.
Memes are happening.
Someone is drawing by hand right now. There's an artist in Japan drawing by hand the SNES cover of F-Zero just because they love the art.
Yeah.
You don't get it. You just don't get it. You don't understand.
No,
you don't understand just how deep the lore goes here.
Through the looking glass.
No, man.
The craft of F-Zero, the actual skill of playing a racing game, as opposed to this baby game with blue shells and lightning bolts and mushrooms.
Dude, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. But which of those franchises
try to play F-Zero
hundreds of millions of units and which sells like dozens of dozens? I know. I'm on your side.
Matter. You put anything on Nintendo Switch. Ring Fit sold 4 million units, and it would have sold more.
That's a very accessible game though. That's like Switch's Wii Fit.
Accessible? You actually have to get off your butt and do stuff.
That's what exercise is, as I understand it.
How dare they?
I know. I don't know.
How dare they?
Is that exercise now?
I'm saying they need a way to get F-Zero back in the
They released Good Job and The Stretchers.
What is The Stretchers?
It's a game where you're two paramedics and you show up and you grab people, you put them on a stretcher, you put them in the ambulance. It's like a puzzle game.
Oh.
A twin stick puzzle game if you play single player, or a two-player game that's co-op. My point is, if they're out there releasing games like that...
Those are small-scale games, though. That's not AAA.
Well, by your attitude, F-Zero's not AAA.
I don't think it is anymore.
It's nothing.
No, but I'm saying
Zero A.
I am on your side. I'm saying they could bring F-Zero back, but they need to do this groundswell, right? They need to get people. There are people out there who like Fire Emblem. There are still people out there before like the last couple of years who thought that Fire Emblem characters were just fighters in Smash Brothers, right? There are people who look at Captain Falcon like that. They're like, oh, that's the guy in Smash Brothers. They need to plant the seeds.
Don't you dare.
I'm just saying. I would play a new F-Zero. I liked the one on SNES. That's the only one I've ever played.
I'm screen capping what happens when we talk about F-Zero.
I'm just bowing my head.
Man, I'm on your side. I'm trying to lay out a roadmap, a course, if you will, for F-Zero's return. I'm trying to do this with you.
One day. It'll be back when it needs to come back.
It needs to come back now. You want to be better than SNES? You want to be better than the SNES Switch? Now. How about now? How about now with online play that isn't trash?
It is weird though, right? Like they brought back F-Zero 64 on like Wii U. Why aren't they leaning more into those games? I don't understand. Their virtual console strategy, not by name anymore, obviously, it's just all over the map to me. I don't know what they're doing. Like with every console, it's changed. I don't get it.
It's just people trying to stay relevant.
No, it's the pivot away from owned content towards subscription service, and Nintendo wanting Switch Online service to be a reoccurring revenue segment.
Sure. So like,
and they did the math, and they're like, Asif Khan's bought Super Mario World 7 times from us on eShop. He's probably not going to do it again, but if we make him pay us $20 a year and he gets Super Mario World, he'll probably do it. I think that's the math they did.
I agree.
And honestly, I think outside of the games that, like Smash and Mario Maker 2 being trash, Rocket League runs well online on my Switch. Tetris 99 runs well. Kart runs well. And Splatoon 2 runs well. So like Switch Online is not terrible for $20 a year. And then you get Tetris 99 as part of the deal, and
I guess
Switch.
But like people have been saying that for the past year. Like Switch Online isn't terrible. It's still kind of anemic, you know.
It's not good, but it's not in hell. It works in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, for sure it does. Yeah.
But it's not like some robust thing. It's just fine. I think that their mistake was combining the two and saying that Switch Online and this virtual console thing are the same thing. Like if they just came out with a client, right? Like let's just say it's a client.
Yeah.
And it runs on Switch and it runs on, let's say, PC. Let's say it runs on Apple TV. And let's say it runs on tablets or something. It's like an app, a client, right?
Yeah.
And you pay X amount of dollars a month, and you can play anything in their library.
We just use it like this is Game Pass for Nintendo.
This is right. Like a virtual console as a service.
Okay, yeah.
This would be something that would be cross-platform, though.
Yeah. I love that.
I think that's where they need to go, and that's where they should have gone. Because like every PC player would subscribe to this thing.
Yes. Oh, I mean, absolutely. Here's the thing, though. I don't agree with that past tense. The only reason Game Pass is like on PC and might eventually move to other platforms is because Microsoft needed to sell units. Nintendo has not been in a position yet where they've been like, oh man, we need to sell Switches. This thing is like bottoming out. That's not something you do like right out of the gate or even a year or two in. I agree with that idea, but I think that's something you would do like end of 2020, maybe 2021, when Switch is going to be 4 years old next year, which is crazy to think about because it's still super popular. But as long as it's popular, they don't need to give people a reason to not buy a Switch. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you they've sold a ton of Switch. Do we know how many Switches they've sold since Animal Crossing alone came out, or since Pokemon like 6 months ago, whatever it's been? Like they still have games that are moving hardware.
We know the effect of Pokemon on Switch sales. We do not know the effect of Animal Crossing. We also don't know the effect of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Because there was a supply issue, and there was also a demand issue. Demand is up, supply is down. So we don't know. We'll find out on May 7th. I posted an article yesterday. It was like a calendar of all the upcoming earnings for different companies. And
I saw that. Yeah.
Nintendo's May 7th, Apple's next week. You got a lot of big companies that are going to report, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of clarity as to what to think going forward. I know Nintendo came out and said that they're going to make 22 million Switches this year. That's what their goal is.
Where are they manufacturing them, and how are they doing it?
Just
safely?
22 million.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying. Like,
I'm just curious.
That's up from 18 million last year.
Yeah.
But they're trying. I think it would be a situation where they could probably make more money if they could make more Switches, but their supply chain is in flux right now.
It is. Everyone is. So is this the first financial report from companies since, like, is this the first time we're really going to see how the pandemic has affected things?
Honestly,
things here started in March, right? So now
correct.
Okay.
So I think like you're going to see what we're seeing in these quarters, like, because I think Netflix has reported, and like Intel just reported.
Yeah.
And it's down after hours. Basically, everything fell off a cliff the second half of March. Mm-hmm. So this quarter that they're reporting, the first quarter of 2020, it's not really the whole downside. This next quarter, and that's what they call guidance. Like what their comments on the upcoming quarter and the current period we're in are really what's going to drive stock prices. And the problem is, no companies are really saying anything. They're like, we don't really have any guidance. We just tell you things are not as good as they were in March.
Well, Netflix, so I read about Netflix, and Netflix is an interesting case, right? Because they said they gained 15 million subscribers, but they also seemed to want to temper expectations by saying, look, we expect that number to drop once people are able to, like, kind of get back to life as normal. We know people are subscribing now because they're stuck inside and they want to watch stuff. They need stuff to do. Yeah. So that I think is that, would you say that's like an interesting occurrence of some clarity as far as guidance, like saying, hey, they're up, but this is why, and they're probably going to go back down after the situation changes? Like, that's, to me, is interesting. I don't know if that's normal.
I heard I own a Slack stock, and I heard a very similar tune from their CEO, where it's like, yeah, we have an influx of subs right now, an influx of new accounts now. We don't know what that's going to translate into in 6 months. So even the companies that are doing well from this, there's a pull forward of demand in some cases. And I do think there's like a secular shift too. Like, there's some people that are just going to be working from home now. It's like, that's just the way it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And then there's other entities where I think they will go back, and maybe they will drop their Microsoft Teams account or their Slack account or whatever.
Zoom's got to be up for the same reason, right?
Zoom stock has been going to the moon lately. And you would think that maybe down the road that'll change. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Do you think that's the chink in the armor of services? Like, they can experience these big booms because of circumstances, but when circumstances change, people drop the services because they don't need them anymore. They're out of the house.
Also, like, what is proprietary about Zoom? Like, nothing. There's nothing proprietary about Zoom. Like, what's proprietary about Nintendo? Mario.
Well, and hardware, right? So this brings me back to what you said. Zelda, right? But here's the thing, Asif. You said, like, let's say they launch this virtual console-esque subscription service. That's an example of something that could experience a boom right now, but might go down. Whereas if Nintendo can manufacture Switches, and you have parents who are desperate to give the kids something to do, they buy a Switch. You don't just return that Switch. Nintendo has that sale. Yeah, that's money made, right? No, so that has to be like a better thing. Like, I'm asking. I want to see.
And like. It's the whole proprietary ecosystem thing. It's the iPod.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the halo effect.
Right.
But when I look at Nintendo, it's not really a family of products anymore. It's just one product.
Yeah.
So at some point, how many times can I buy Super Mario World? Like, I can only buy it so many times. Just let me play it as a service anywhere I want at this point. It's not like, how much effort does it cost to port that to Apple Arcade? Like, if there was an Apple Arcade app for Nintendo, and Nintendo could just be like, these are the apps in the Apple Arcade.
No, but see, Iwata addressed that. He said, in so many words, that would lower the quality of the brand because playing a platform on a phone is super frustrating. He knew that. But use a controller?
Come on.
What?
Let's do it the Nintendo way. You have to have the proprietary Nintendo controller.
That's what I'm asking.
With the Nintendo app. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're still making hardware. You're just making controllers.
Yeah, they've always done that, right? They have the pillars, and the pillars need to kind of support each other. That's what I wanted to make sure of, because that's what Iwata said. Like, the reason we haven't done that yet is because, remember, until recently, like, even now, I would say, controllers on mobile devices are all over the place.
Right.
So Nintendo would need, like, hey, yeah, you have to buy our controller, and then you can play these games on the App Store. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's what they should do. I'd be on board with that. What about PC, though?
Same.
Do you force people to get a Nintendo brand controller for PC?
Yes.
I'd do it.
Everyone would.
I don't know that. I think the hardcore would. I bet a lot of people would to play Nintendo games. Do like an official app.
$50 and then there's a service. You would get the controller just to be able to play it.
Would you do it as a package deal? Like, hey, pay $60, get a controller, and like 3 months free or whatever. That'd be cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that would have been a better route to go than merging Nintendo Switch Online with this service. I feel like this is a service that could have existed outside. It could have existed on Switch and off of Switch, and it could have been bigger. We're talking addressable market right now. As of the last quarter, it was 52 million Switches, right? But you think about how there's 1 billion iPhones. There's a ton of set-top boxes that all of them can run your software, this crappy software that you wrote years ago that you don't even have to do anything. It's not like work.
But
it's not like these aren't like high budget Mario Odyssey projects. Porting Super Mario World to PC.
They've got that to a science. They've got that down to a science.
It would take a second.
Yeah.
And it's just infinite money.
It is, like, but I guess where I disagree is up till now, they've still wanted to sell hardware. And if you do that, you dilute hardware sales.
A little.
A little, but it's still like if Switch is still selling, why would you affect that? You know, you do that like Game Pass did. It came to PC once Microsoft realized like we need to try to get people into the brand, into Xbox as a platform. Switch isn't ready to be a platform. Switch
Nintendo
is still
doesn't need to get anyone into their brand. They're not starving for that.
They're not. It's a different situation. But I maintain that that's a good idea. But I wouldn't have done it like with the launch of Switch Online. No, if I'm Nintendo and I'm still selling Switches, I want to still sell Switches.
I just don't get why. I just want to buy a game and play it.
Yeah, on like PC. Yeah, you don't do it on Xbox or PlayStation though, right?
No, I mean I want to buy Super Mario World for my Switch.
I know, but I'm asking you like for this service, hypothetical, would you move it? Like if it's on Apple and Steam, say, do you move it to like Android, Xbox, PlayStation, or is that like a slow rollout, or do you not go to your competitors at all?
I don't think you go to competitors. I think you go to. I don't think it's platform agnostic. I think you go up to Tim Cook and you say, "Give me 100, however many million, and you get Super Mario World."
And they have that relationship. They have a relationship with Apple. So
yeah,
their foot is in the door.
And then also, why even bother on PC? Why partner with anyone? Just make your own app.
Yeah, they're still just super.
The launcher wars. Yeah,
like why not just make your own Nintendo launcher?
They're just still super protective of their intellectual property. So
I get that.
They want to be careful.
Still, taking a lot of baby steps.
But they've worked with Apple before, so there's their in there.
That's true, but I think
Apple
it'd be baby steps.
But if we're looking at Apple Arcade versus like Stadia, Apple seems to be spending money intelligently.
For sure.
Where Stadia just seems to be spending money. So like if I feel like there's money there for Nintendo. Like the news that hit this week that there was a $1 billion investment by Value Act in Nintendo, and they're talking about their intellectual property and how they're going to monetize that over the next few decades.
Yeah,
as being like one of the driving forces. Like I feel like that's the story. Is that if Nintendo becomes Pixar, they're going to be very big.
For sure. I think Blake and I are on the same page where you do baby steps, because like otherwise, like you don't like spread your brand far and wide. You want to make sure you work with quality partners. That's why you're not on Android, but you're on Apple, because they have that relationship. They know how Apple would work, and Apple would go for that too.
I agree that it makes sense to take baby steps, but Nintendo is excruciatingly slow at taking any steps.
They
look at like how they entered online and how they still like how many friend codes.
That's almost every major Japanese game company ever, though.
Nintendo's just notorious, like infamous for this, especially. They're like the poster child for what you're saying.
Yeah, they seem to be even worse than most.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not trolling you. I ask you this stuff because I appreciate your opinion as a guy who understands like the financial motivation behind a lot of these decisions. I guess this just for me harkens back to you were in some of these threads before the Switch was announced and after the Super Mario Run announcement. Shacker Derelict 515 and I debated this to death. He was like, why even keep making console platforms? Why not just put everything on Apple, put everything on Android, go to Sony, go to Xbox? And I said, because that's going to dilute the brand. You know, you do that slowly, if at all. And I guess that's why I wanted to like see how you would do it. I think it's a good idea. I would totally be on board. I'd buy another Nintendo brand controller. Shit, they could sell different ones. Like, here's a NES controller, here's SNES. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, they have this. They have a playbook for this.
They're they are the Disney of the video game industry. They always
and it's
have.
Like, they already sold me the stupid NES Mini and the SNES Mini, and like, I already bought those things. So it's like, I'm going to buy this other thing that you give me, Nintendo, and you've already sold me these games now 7 times.
Yeah.
So why not, at this point, say, you know what? It's on PC now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why you don't pull that lever. Maybe it's 5 years from now. But like,
oh, you pull the lever for sure.
That lever has to be pulled. Like, there's like, it's, you look around in entertainment, right? There's not many companies with the amount of IP as Nintendo.
No, they're Disney.
Everyone, Disney bought them. Everyone else has been acquired by Disney.
Yeah,
is your point?
No, my point is that Nintendo, like Disney, like maybe I don't like DuckTales, but I love Aladdin. Like Nintendo is that. That's why Nintendo can open a theme park. No other game publisher can do that.
Well, not in 2020 they can't.
Well, not in 20, but overall, right? Like Nintendo has the brands. Even like I don't care about Smash that much, but I care about. I'm super into Animal Crossing now. I like Mario. I like Zelda. That's the theme park. I think this was also my stance even before you and I talked about. We've been talking about this since like Shackcast episode 1. And the Switch was out. The Switch had been out like 5 months, and I think you were saying they should do a service. And I was like, man, I just want to buy these games though. I don't want to have to subscribe to something to play them. But now they could do both, right? Now they have Nintendo Switch Online, but on PC or Apple Arcade or whatever, they could say like, hey, you can also buy this there. You would just also need our proprietary controller to do it. Like, why not both .gif, right? They have the Switch Online service, then you can also do it. You could buy Mario World over there too. I bet they do stuff like that soon. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get to that point.
Yeah,
where it's client becomes less important to them because service is the story.
Mario Kart was like a big step for them, I think.
Putting that on the phone.
Because that's. You know, of course, like they're gonna like the Matomo thing was I think failed, and they went back to the drawing board, and I think that this is what they came up with.
They also consider Super Mario Run somewhat of a failure too.
Yeah, I think it was.
People balked at like paying $10 to unlock the full game, and it also wasn't like a Mario game; like it was a runner. It was fun. I liked it, but
you let go for Mario to jump.
Yeah, like they were still. To your point, Blake, I feel like they were still like they were working up to Mario Kart. Mario Kart on phone, it still plays a little differently than a core Mario Kart game, but it's much closer to that experience than Mario Run was to a Mario platformer anywhere else.
It's a more natural fit. Racing games have been on handheld devices
Yeah.
for a long time. Side-scrolling runners, not so much a traditional iPhone game. Playing dress up with your Mitomo, fun, but eventually you stop checking in every day.
Asif, did you play Animal Crossing on the iPhone? Like, how close is that to a traditional Animal Crossing game? I didn't play it.
It's okay. It's not. It has the trappings of mobile games. Like those time management kind of things that you run into in a game.
Yeah.
So it had elements of Animal Crossing that I liked, but it did not. Where I check into Animal Crossing every day, twice a day.
Same.
I'd never found myself doing that in Pocket Camp because of those gates. And that's really a design flaw on their part. Like it was because they tried to monetize and because they tried to make it a mobile game. Not really. It was like a mobile game that already existed that they slapped Animal Crossing art on. Almost.
Yeah.
But it did have elements of Animal Crossing in it, like the gifts, the friendships, the talking, the dialogue, stuff like that.
Okay.
So it wasn't all bad. I do think that there's like Mitomo's a really good example of Nintendo having no idea what they're doing when it comes to making money.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do stuff and it's just because it's different. It's not because they're like, we're gonna be rich. It's just like, let's try this.
Yeah, I love that about them,
So like, I view that game as honestly one of my favorite mobile experiences ever. Was Mr. Iwata visiting me in Mitomo.
I think that like Mitomo in that context, it was a better game than, as you've described, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, because Animal Crossing feels very anti-Nintendo. It's let's just make one of these and slap Animal Crossing on it, kind of like you said. Whereas Mitomo was an experiment, but at least it was something kind of different.
Kart's good. Like it's not.
I like Kart.
I think Mario Kart Tour is fine. I would have preferred horizontal with tilt controls.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest mistake they made there. And then Mario Run is not a bad game. Mario Run is exactly what one-handed gameplay should be for Mario.
It is.
And that's all you get. And I feel like that game will always be like the thing I point to when I look at Nintendo's mobile game strategy, where like they're like, we still think our games are better on Nintendo hardware, and we're gonna make these games that are basically commercials for these other games.
Yeah,
and that's what that's what I think it is. That's why
But they need to start.
They're different than King Digital, who makes Candy Crush and prints money. Or
what needs to happen now is it needs to carry over. You need to have, if these are just little snippets, little bites, like make it so that you unlock a special car or something.
They did that. There's a crossover between Pocket Camp and New Horizons.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did it with the Animal Crossing one, the one that I didn't check out.
Of course.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the one game that you would think they didn't do it with Fire Emblem, but like Fire Emblem Heroes, it's a game that no one really talks about, but it's maybe the most successful Nintendo mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's a. I don't think that like the dilution of the brand is there, because I think like they intentionally hamstring themselves by not trying to innovate on mobile. Like they could truly innovate on mobile if they did this virtual console idea I'm talking about. But instead we get very ported out, here's our IP, make it look pretty sort of games.
Yeah.
I haven't, there's not a single, out of all those mobile games, like what's the revolutionary mobile game on anything Nintendo's done?
I don't think they want to make one. I think, as you say, they want it to be advertisements. They want the mobile games to be like the gateway to proper Nintendo games. And
they're super reluctant. Like they could have done this in 2008. Like they could have been early to bringing their IP to mobile, and they didn't. So then they were late, and it was half-hearted.
But it's the same scenario. In 2008, the Wii was still selling really well, so why take away from Wii sales? You know? And Virtual Console was new. Like, why?
I get it.
You know?
I get that, and I get their focus. I understand the focus.
Right.
What I'm saying is like when you it's like Apple making television content in 2019.
Yeah, they missed the boat for sure.
Way to go! I had a conversation with Steve Jobs about doing that in 2010. It took him 9 years. That's all I'm saying. It's like sometimes you look at these companies and you're like, you're late. Like there should be a Zelda Netflix series. If there's a Zelda Castlevania series, there should be a Zelda Netflix series.
Yeah.
It should be animated. It should be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like
that'd be rad.
there are little things that they can start to pull, and then suddenly Nintendo becomes Disney. Like you're like, holy crap, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, or at least a partner of Disney, or at least like.
Well, let's see how the next Mario movie goes.
I guarantee it doesn't matter.
It's got high expectations after how amazing the first Mario movie was.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, it's really got a lot. Sequels really got to like live up to a lot.
You want the funniest box office statistic of 2020, and this will likely be in the books.
Oh,
what is the number 2 highest grossing movie of 2020?
I'm gonna guess Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. How about that?
It's really good. I enjoyed it.
But when did it come out? It came out before all the stay-at-home
stuff. Yeah, it came out before the Death Stranding. It came out Valentine's Day.
That's probably why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming.
No.
Yeah. And there's also
nothing to speak to the quality, but like.
No, but it's no. I'm not.
But if that came out like last weekend, it would have tanked. You know? Yeah.
Oh,
no. My point is, it's very simple. Even if the movie was bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just say, not a good movie.
All right.
$300 million.
How much did the original Mario movie make? Because even if it was a success, the reason Nintendo backed away from Hollywood partnerships was because that movie, the quality was bad.
Oh,
like they care about the quality.
The Mario Brothers movie,
yeah,
$20 million.
Oh yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
No.
But I feel
my point is, Sonic made $300 million right before a pandemic.
Uh-huh.
The Mario movie could be complete crap, and it's going to do that.
Well, why didn't it do that in 1993?
Because people were not obsessed with movies like they are now. There's the phenomenon that's changed, and maybe this will never be the case again after the Death Stranding. Chinese moviegoers are what drives the box office now.
That is new variable. That's true. Yeah.
And these movies, these video game movies, are designed with Chinese censorship in mind so that they can go over there and make $1 gajillion.
I did not consider that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's different.
And that's
from
why
1993.
when you look at the box office sales of Sonic now, 160 million of it came from international, 140 came from domestic.
That's closer than I would have thought. Actually, international is usually much higher, right?
Yeah. So it speaks to how good the movie was, and like Blake said, it's a good movie and it was funny and like deserves the success. But it's also just there's like a captive audience overseas that doesn't have many movies to watch. Yeah. And they're gonna watch a Mario movie whenever it comes out.
Hey, out of curiosity, what's been the number 1 box office gross of 2020?
That's a good question. Number 1.
Now I want to know. Because we're talking like 2 months of solid ticket sales.
Oh yeah, before... it's Bad Boys for Life. That's domestic. Domestic is Bad Boys for Life, 1917, and then Sonic, according to thenumbers.com.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, there's, they do like the weekly winners.
Yeah.
Sonic won opening weekend.
Sure.
58 million.
There's a lot of hype around that because people wanted to see, since it was very public that Sega or whoever went back to the drawing board, so people want to see how this turned out.
But Bad Boys for Life had the biggest opening weekend of 62 million. So Will Smith got jiggy with it. And then
did.
1917 was a good movie too. So
did you see it? I haven't seen it
but
yet.
I've heard good
I've
things.
heard it's good. Yeah.
And then number 3 right behind Sonic was that Star Wars movie. It was still in the theaters.
Womp, womp.
So anyway, Sonic. How about that?
How about Sonic?
But yeah, so I don't know.
Sonic the movie, the game.
I'm
Sonic the movie, the game.
I'm delaying Super Briefcase World until I beat Super Mario World again.
We're on kind of a tight schedule for this week's episode. Was there anything you really wanted to get in before we have to adjourn in like 25 minutes or so?
Just that I'm going to do Briefcase Level 8, and it'll be the 8th level in that series.
And then after
that,
okay.
Yeah, I think that Briefcase Level 8 will be a boss battle. It's going to be a gauntlet
with all the Koopalings?
All the Koopalings, and
Nice.
Bowser in a clown car with Mecha Koopas.
I think one arena should be underwater, so you use the frog suit.
All the Koopalings.
Like Bubble Man and Mega Man 2.
I will not.
Underwater.
I really am bad at. Every time I've tried to make a water level, it's trash. I've never even shown you any of my water attempts.
But you haven't had the frog suit. That's a game changer.
It is a game changer. But so is that Bullet Bill in the 3D world. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a shmup level that you're just Bullet Bill.
Yeah, I would play that.
Right? Like you just who doesn't want to just fly through the air as Bullet Bill? Yeah, so I'm gonna work on Briefcase Level 8 first, and then I'm gonna start Super Briefcase World.
That's a good call.
But then I'm still playing Animal Crossing. And
oh man,
the game's great.
I made my first Bellion this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sold for 1.1 million bells.
Yeah, you're a billionaire.
Yeah, I have 4 rooms in my house. I've upgraded my residence hall.
So when you get the 4th room, is that when you unlock the 4th row of inventory?
No, you unlock the 4th row of inventory after you do 2 things. You have to upgrade your residence hall from a tent to a building. And then when you go in there are new items you can buy for Nook miles. And the 4th row is it costs 8,000 Nook miles. I'm surprised you haven't upgraded yet, dude. You still got a tent. What's going on over there?
I don't know. We got my priorities in different places.
You need that 4th inventory row, though, dude. That's what it's about.
I really want my 4th inventory row. The thing is, like, I don't really progress the game a whole lot. I'm making paper stacks and putting them in. I have a briefcase room now.
Mm-hmm.
It has money on the floor, and then I have, like, camo walls. Josh actually built a studio for our show. I know, we're working on a new show.
Yeah.
I don't know if Josh sent you any images, but he has built a studio for us.
Yeah. I'm not about progressing the game either. I looked up like, man, can I get any more inventory spots? And they were like, you need this. And I was like, I'm going to get that. Yeah. That's why I did it.
No, I got to the 3rd row pretty quickly because I knew how to do it. And then I just didn't really know what I was doing. And I keep fishing. But I did 2 trips to sell turnips this week.
Really?
I went to Bill's. I visited friends, and then dropped off. I don't know. I must have sold. I don't know whatever the max for 3 rows would be.
Okay. Oh, that's why you did 2. I was like, why did you do 2 trips? But yeah, I have the 4th row.
I didn't have enough.
Yeah, so I haven't.
I made about 1.3 million bells.
That's good
on a 290-some thousand bell investment.
Dude, I have a huge investment. I have 540,000 bells and counting right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy as many as I can get on Sunday. But I downloaded the update. It hit this morning, but I haven't seen any of the new characters yet. I looked at my town square; they're not there. So I've played a little today. I played like an hour off and on, and I'm doing the new Earth Day events, but I haven't seen the new NPCs yet.
There's a guy who sells shrubs.
Yep.
Leaf?
A shrubbery. Yeah, Leaf.
Did you meet him?
I haven't met him yet.
Huh.
I went to where he was shown in the direct style announcement, but he's not there.
Weird.
I'm gonna play again tonight. There's also another guy. I don't remember his name. Reed, something like that.
Yes.
And I haven't seen him either.
You got to go to the museum.
Is he in the museum? Okay, I was there
if
too.
If you go talk to Blathers, he talks about Reed, I think.
I talked to him. I've assessed like 4 fossils today since I updated the game. It doesn't mention anything.
And it says 1.2?
Yep. Even update, because when I downloaded, I had to and I relaunched the game, and it said updating your save file. I was like, okay, and yeah, nothing.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I don't know. Maybe start over again.
From the beginning.
No, I mean just like
okay. I was like, what?
I mean like close the app and reopen it.
That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Sometimes I do that and it helps.
I am Josh opened my eyes to Nookazon.
Yeah.
Dude, I am in.
Oh no!
I've added so many people to Discord. I've got deals going on.
Oh no!
I'm in deep. I'm wheeling and dealing on Nookazon. I want arcade games. You can get arcade games. I have a plan. I have a grand plan.
Are you paying real physical currency for anything?
No, I'm trading. Good. I look at their wish list. I'm like, oh, you want this wallpaper? I have that. Give me that arcade game. And they're like, okay, I will. That's how it's going down. No, I'll never pay real money for that stuff.
Okay, good. No. Yeah, I was like, because I know that there's swindlers out there.
Oh, there are, but I will not be swindled.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
just be careful out there.
There's one dude who has like a grand piano and he wants a fence. I'm like, I'll give you a fence for a piano. I feel like that's a deal that can never happen in real life, but let's do it. No, I'm loving this game. It's super fun. I play a little every day. Some days more than others. Like some days I open the Nook Miles app and I'm like, I'm going to do these tasks. I'm going to go to a mystery island. And then yesterday, like I picked a bunch of fruit. I sold it and I didn't play anymore. I love that about this game.
Yesterday, I picked a bunch of fruit and I planted a bunch of trees because it was Earth Day.
Oh, that's right. I planted some yesterday too, actually.
And then I went on Twitch and I streamed a static image of a potato.
Oh, is that what that was from?
That was fun.
And I played music. Yeah.
That's good times.
Potato Radio was born yesterday on Earth Day.
Potato Radio?
Potato Radio. Because basically what I figured out, David, is I can't stream video from my house.
No.
But I have enough bandwidth to stream audio.
Okay.
So I just put up a static image of a potato, put some words on it, and boom, radio show.
Okay, I saw the image, but I didn't know the context. I like it.
So maybe tonight there might be more potato radio. But I listen to a lot of music throughout the day, so I figured, like, I'm just going to go live when I'm listening to music.
You should. That's a good idea.
People can listen to music with me.
I have not visited your island yet. I've been playing this game for like 3 weeks now.
I know.
And we're not even friends. We're not friends in Animal Crossing.
We're friends in Switch
on Nintendo
World.
Switch.
Okay,
yeah.
No. Okay, well.
Amy's the only one on my Friends app on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a bad friend on Nintendo Switch. What can I say?
I don't really interact with a lot of people. The only thing the reason I haven't hurt for Belle so far is because Amy and I, we pick our native fruits and we go to each other's islands and we sell.
Mm-hmm.
So like we do that. That's something like daily or semi-daily that we've been doing. So we always have like hundreds of thousands of bells at any given time. But turnips is like the next level.
Yeah, I mean, I just planted a lot of a lot of non-native fruit. So I'm doing that. And then I fish a lot. I went over to Skankor's yesterday. Whenever it's raining, I'll go over and hang out with someone. Skankor invited me over. He has a nice wind turbine, so I took a picture. I had a photo shoot.
That's cool.
Over by a wind turbine.
You picked one of those like really long, colorful fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
You posted a video of that. Man, I keep getting black bass.
Oh yeah. Sea bass.
And I don't know. There are 3 that I just keep getting over and over. I'm getting like discouraged. I want new fish.
Blake seems discouraged.
Blake is discouraged. She's like, "Why am I not playing this
awesome
game?"
Why am I on this podcast?
I was just like, "Yeah, this week is not. It's not a lot of Blake things this week."
How's Final Fantasy?
Let's talk about Blake.
Let's
talk
great.
about Blake things.
It's great. Final Fantasy VII Remake is great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm kind of wrapping things up as I go into the final countdown here. I just went and did all the optional arena battles.
How many
stuff to
hours
get
have
all
you
that.
put into it so far?
About 30, a little over 30.
That seems to be the going like average almost, right? Like I've heard
Yeah,
30 to 50-ish for most people.
yeah. I would guess I'll probably end up somewhere a little above 40, maybe not quite 50, maybe 45. I don't know when it's all done. I'm just getting all the side quests for chapter 14. And I think there's like what 16 chapters
18.
overall, 18. I think it's like there's like 2 more chapters and then
Then
like Greg's the 2 things Greg bitched about,
yeah.
which I'm sure I'll enjoy because I'm not Greg. But I've really gotten I'm really feeling OP right now though with my characters, which is nice. I'm getting to that
What level?
level of grind. They're like level 25.
Okay.
And I think I
You
don't
max
know.
out at like 50, or you can go above 50, right?
Really, I don't know what the level max is.
Pretty sure you can.
I thought it was 30, but maybe not. It's 50. Nice.
Yeah. So you got a ways to go before. Would you play it on hard mode, or do you think you're gonna be done?
I'll probably be done. I mean, so much of it is the story to me. Like I'm not one to like reread books and things like that. Like once I've like done a story, I'm on to the next thing a lot of times.
So it's not the gameplay that's intriguing you, it's the story?
Both. I like both, but I mean, it's just such a cinematic game, you know.
I have to. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but I know that in Slack, our staff has been like raving about the story, but they're all kind of JRPG nerds anyway. I look at like the quality of like the voice acting and the writing. I don't know, man.
Well,
No
you have like snooty long read writers' tastes.
But like they're like, like people are like, oh, I love this story, and I'm like, there are games out there like Life is Strange and The Last of Us, and we're talking about fucking Final Fantasy VII with its
whatever
like, anime dub voice acting. I'm not. Again, it's just me. Like
I'm sorry, I don't have any. Sorry, I don't have any Grey Poupon to pass you, Mr. Park Avenue.
It's mostly a quality. I think voice acting is a lot for me. I feel like good voice actors can sell anything, and I haven't heard a lot of good voice acting just from the Final Fantasy VII I've seen because I haven't played it yet, and I intend to.
The guy that plays Barrett does a really good job. Cloud is kind of an ambivalent character. I don't know. I think everyone does a good job. I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
Personally, I mean, you know. It's no Kurosawa. It's no Werner Herzog, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm not trying to troll. I was just making an observation because a lot of people raved about the story, and that's interesting. Yeah. I like combat systems in JRPGs. That's why I play them.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. I'm just having a discussion.
That's what I'm saying.
I look at story clips, and I'm like.
No, the combat's great.
I can just tell you from my experience, David, like I haven't, for some reason, I haven't even played a minute of this game yet since I downloaded it. But I played the demo at PAX West last year, and I was enthralled by the gameplay. It's like the best JRPG battle system I've ever played.
Those are traditionally turn-based, though.
Well, the thing is it does a nice job of balancing. Like, it keeps you active while you wait for the ATB gauge to fill. Yep. That's kind of the way I've been looking at it. Is the hacking and the slashing is good, and it's good. Like, I usually just play as Cloud, so I can just hack away while I fill up his ATB gauge. But it's like, it's all about getting your character's gauges filled up, because that's when they can use their special abilities. That's when they can use spells. That's when, like, the real sort of thinking man's aspects of the combat.
That's honestly what I like about those games. Like, to me, JRPGs are like chess. My favorites in that, like Grandia 2, it's one of my favorite JRPGs. The story in that was like puerile garbage, but I loved the combat. And the story was good enough, or the combat was good enough that I kept playing, not necessarily to see what was going to happen to the story, but because I liked the battles as they got more complicated.
Like, I already know, like, what I think's interesting about Final Fantasy VII remakes, I already know the story. I already know I like the story. And I already know I like the gameplay. So I'm like I should be playing it, and yet I'm not. I'm sitting here doing a podcast with you guys. No, I'm playing Animal Crossing, and I'm playing in Shack battles, and I'm playing,
those are better like pick up and play games. Like if I'm going to sit down to like Final Fantasy VII, I need to play.
I need
a budget
weekend.
Like a couple hours.
I need like a weekend to really dedicate to a game, and I don't have that right now. Like, because we're doing the stimulus games on Saturdays, so it's like the day that I would have set aside to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I end up not doing that, and now now Mario Maker 2 has an update now.
I mean, like I'll say again, I've said before it came out, I intend to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm just kind of interested in what people are talking about.
Like, it wasn't assigned to me for review, so it's not one of those things I had to hurry through. So now it's like I don't need to rush to play it. I know it's great.
I wouldn't like to review a game like that either. Like, I think the worst way to play those games is to rush through them. Like, that's not what RPGs are about.
No, and it seemed miserable. The amount of Greg was up for like 37 hours straight.
No, that's not my gen. That's why I didn't review Breath of the Wild. I'm like, I don't want to review that. I want to just play. Maybe I should have in retrospect, because I'll tell you what, the score would have been very different. But yeah, I didn't want to rush Breath of the Wild. Like, I was looking forward to that game. Could you imagine if I assigned Breath of the Wild? I wouldn't have finished my review for you until last November.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Might have been worse than the review we got. Okay, let's end the show because I have to go. I have a call.
Gotta go fast.
All right. I gotta go fast to this call. Hint, hint. Yeah. Go shacknews.com for interviews, news, reviews, previews, guides, long reads, videos. We got video reviews. We got a bunch of reviews. We got XCOM Chimera Squad review. We got Trials of Mana review. Both those hit the site today. We recorded this on April 23rd in the afternoon, the day after Earth Day.
Yeah. The 23rd day of 420.
The 23rd day of 420. Oh. We're all in quarantine still.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like that's going to end anytime soon.
No.
So yeah, follow us on Twitch. We're Shacknews on Twitch. You can subscribe to us with Amazon Prime using your Twitch Prime. You link those two together, and then you do the thing. Give us Jeff Bezos' money for free.
That's right.
Win, win, win. Shacknews Mercury starts at $1 a month. We actually added a new feature for Shacknews Mercury subs that you can, if you want to, you can disable the chatty header. If you don't like that chatty header, there's a setting now. But it's nice if you leave it open because it helps our Twitch views go up. But either way, it's there now.
You're a man of the people. If you give the people what they want, that's up to them.
I think I've been pretty transparent with the updates that we've been making to Shacknews. These last few weeks, we've done a couple of patches to the website that have really improved navigation on wall page and stuff. Yeah, I want this year, because of so much of the other efforts we were going to do at the site were event focused or all these other things. Because we're not able to do those things, I was like, well, what if we just reinvest in the site, the actual site? The thing that has had millions of people coming to it for it'll be 25 years next year. So like, what if we reinvest that effort into the site? And that's what you're going to see this year. These were what we call milestone 0 of phase 3. So we're done with milestone 0, and now we move on to milestone 1.
That was the Infinity War.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, it was not much of a war. There was a comma after a colon. I'm dead serious.
I know. That
was one of our bug fixes. But it's not attention to detail that leads me to getting the big bucks. So yeah. Stay tuned to shacknews.com/chatty. just for anything. There's memes, there's a COVID thread, there's a finance shack, daily Trump dump, all sorts of stuff there. The best community on the internet. And thank you to all of our subs, either Twitch, YouTube, Mercury, wherever. YouTube.com/ShackNewsGames, YouTube.com/GamerHubVideos. That's where to find us there. Twitter @Shacknews, Facebook Shacknews, Instagram ShackNewsMedia. We're Shacknews on Byte, but we rarely post there. No one really posts on Byte anymore. I do. Posted the weather today.
I saw that.
I
got my walk in. I got my walk in before it rained.
You did,
Thanks
right?
to you.
Was I right though? It rained.
You were right. Yeah.
It's raining right now.
Yup.
Stay inside. Stay inside. Yeah. Stay safe. Stay tuned to our stuff. Like our stuff. Like if you made it this far into this podcast and you haven't reviewed us on a podcast facility, like what's your deal?
Hey Wickus, what are you doing?
Like you made it.
Deal?
I'm just saying you made it all the way here. You like us.
Website.
You like us. Go to the podcast facility and tell them. Say, hey, Apple, this podcast is great. 5 stars. It helps us. We need to be the highest ranked gaming podcast in the universe. And we're not right now. And for the 8,000th time in a row, I forgot to give us a break to cut in the advertisement. I keep doing that. And I just find lulls and I'm like, yeah, I'll shove in a Cartridge Family ad here. That's what I've been doing. So apologies for doing that again this episode, but I forgot.
We have to work that into our routine. We've done our usual method for a while. It's going to take some time.
What day is it?
Thursday.
October?
November, December. December. That's what it is.
So let us know what day it is.
Flambuary.
That's it. Oh yeah, and then Soapbox. It's just if you're listening to us through on the internet, which you probably are, right? You're probably on the internet.
I would hope.
I don't understand how you would hear this otherwise.
I would be alarmed.
Let's say you found this on a side of the road somehow on a mixtape.
This is beaming into your head.
That's the other way to find it.
The voice is in your head.
But you probably are listening to us through some sort of means of the internet. Let's say you found us on social media or something. And our headline was just so catchy. It was Shack News episode 69. Nice. So you just retweeted it without even clicking. Stop. Click the link. Read the article. Listen to the podcast. Watch the podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube now. Watch us. Right?
Come on. Yeah.
Dozens of people now watch us on YouTube. And you should too. So yeah, actually consume the content before sharing it. You might actually vet the information too and find out if it's fake or not. Because fake news is a huge problem these days, you guys, right? So click the link. It's not that hard. For the love of God.
Click that link.
Click the link.
Click that link.
How many times do we get shares from different companies? Like, oh, nice, Rockstar retweeted us.
Click on that link.
No one clicks. They reply, where's GTA 6? I want the GTA 6. I'm like, we're streaming Red Dead over here. Click on the link.
They're out there protesting masks, wanting GTA 6. We want people to click on links.
There you go. That's it. That's all I got. That was our 69th episode. It wasn't, I don't know. Nice. It was okay. It was short. It was whatever. I gotta get out of here. I got a meeting. We
talked a lot about stonks and turnips.
We talked about the things that we normally talk about.
Worlds and creating them.
And Mario Maker. And Super Mario Maker 2! Game of the year. How good is it that we gave that Game of the year? Whew. Wow, that was a close one.
You know what? No, it was. It literally was. In fact, I've said it before. If not for Donovan, this would be a very different conversation.
All right.
Yeah, very different.
So yeah, go play some Super Mario Maker 2. Beat my levels if you haven't yet. Go out there, watch the stimulus games, and go out there and do it for Shack News. Blake, you can sing us out.
Well, I remember when the Shack was young. We were out there on the run. Now we're rocking, living in the sun. 69 episodes have come and gone, and I thought it'd last forever. But we're stuck at home till November. These are the Shackcasts of our lives. It's Shackcast episode 69. Shackcast episode 69. That's Shackcast episode 69. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
I thought this quarantine would last forever.